This is TWiT.
You know, if you only have one device, don't feel bad. If you can't, you're not able to add another device to your portfolio, you can't pick up a Kindle or one of these other devices, it's okay. Because your phone is capable of doing a lot of great stuff on its own. And that starts with the Apple Books app. This, of course, is the first party app from Apple that includes a bookstore. It has a library of the content that you have purchased and also has audiobooks as part of the library. And I'll show you on my phone what this looks like. So here on my phone, I can see on the sort of home screen some different bestsellers that are available for purchase. There are also different books that that when there are sales, but then also this is under the books you'd like to read next section. These are the things that I added that I want to read. Turns out, very much a fan of the various user guides from Apple, all the way back to iOS 15.5 here. But also I've got some Dresden Files books in here that I believe are the graphic novels from the Dresden Files. And what's cool as well is that there is a reading goal feature within the app, so you can kind of keep track of how much reading you're doing, but also how much time you spend reading. And apparently I have a 5-minute goal to read, and I'll be honest, I don't use the Apple Books app for the reading that I do. So it doesn't know that I've already spent probably like 15 minutes of reading so far today. Before the show got started. And then I also have access to my library. This first book here is not actually a book. It was a little project that I was creating to try out some of the features in the Books app and with Pages that lets you publish your own books. But you'll notice, friend of the show, Shelley Brisbane, who covers accessibility. I have Shelley Brisbane's iOS Access for All book that is an accessibility guide. I also have the regular expressions cookbook in here from O'Reilly, the Raspberry Pi cookbook, the Java cookbook, the Python cookbook. You can tell I've got different cookbooks, right? Also the Unity. Look, this is an ADHDer's library because I'd convinced myself I was going to be learning Unity game development.
I feel like you've got a couple of Humble bundles in there, Micah. It looks like you bought a couple of those for the programming ones. Yeah.
Oh, you nailed it.
I am
you
also in this picture. I am this picture. We are both this picture. But
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Honestly, I do love iOS for nonfiction reading specifically. So, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, so let's pull open the iOS Access for All book here so that I can show you what reading looks like on the Apple Books app. It used to be called iBooks, and that's what my brain keeps wanting to call it. But you are presented with text that is really well sort of justified. I think the readability is great. If you tap on the screen anywhere in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the kind of menu, and there are different options here. So I can look at the contents, the chapters, bookmarks that I've added, highlights that I've added. I'm also able to search through the book. I can use the share sheet to share to people. I have a rotation lock option. I also have a different mode that's called a line guide so that you can more closely follow text. I had a friend in high school who would carry around now I've forgotten how to turn it off. There we go. Nope, that's not how you turn it off. Oh, there it is. Turn off line guide. So down in the bottom, once you've turned on line guide, you can turn it off there. But I had a friend in high school who would carry around a playing card and use a playing card to move along with the text. And I always thought that was a great idea for, her being able to stay where she needed to stay on the screen. I sometimes find my eyes darting around to other places as well. And so that is a nice feature to be able to have that. I do have to give a quick shout out as we're recording this show because I love a pun. And earlier I mentioned that the text was justified on screen. Wadfan in the Discord said, "Literacy needs no justification." Very funny and also true. Last but not least, themes and settings. So this is one of my favorite places to be. It's just fun. You could change the size of the text, but you can also change the screen brightness. And what's great is that you can set up themes. So Original has sort of a white background with black text. There's a paper option that makes the text a little bit more kind of, papery color, I guess. It's sort of a grayish tan. It also increases the size of the text. There's a quiet option that's a little bit darker, a calm option. There's a focus option and a bold option. You can customize each of these. So setting it up exactly how you want, including different fonts that are available. So if you like Georgia, or I love to read with Georgia personally. You can also bolden the text, change line spacing, character. I mean, you have all of the stuff that you need to get things set up exactly as you want them and make the reading experience quite nice. I also like that the Books app has great support for PDFs, so that if you want to add PDFs to the library, then you can view those there as well. The Bookstore, again, it's a lot like any other digital bookstore that's out there. I'm going to be very careful about my wording there because I don't want to get involved in a lawsuit with Amazon, Apple, and price fixing. But we'll just say that this is like other bookstores that you can purchase books from, digital books. And then, of course, the audiobooks section. Yes, I don't know if you knew this, but the Apple Books app does also support audiobooks. That other app that we'll talk about in a minute is not the only one that does audiobooks, so you can purchase them here as well. It looks a lot like the Podcasts app in terms of the functionality that you have whenever you play an audiobook. But that is check this out. 2 minutes and 52 seconds, because I was reading, quote unquote, at this moment, iOS Access for All, the iOS 16 edition. So I've almost reached my 5 minute a day goal here in the app. Fun, easy to use, and arguably all of the basic features that you need whenever it comes to a book app. Anything that you would like to say, Rosemary, about the Apple Books app?
Yeah, definitely worth checking it out for purchasing audiobooks in particular. I was looking for a very old TV series here in the UK called Willow the Wisp. Willow does not have a W at the end. And I found that you can get the top audiobooks for $2.99 as a set in the Apple Books app. So I may or may not have that on my to purchase list because I've been reading the books to a certain child recently because I have 4 of the original books and they seem pretty interested. So I think, you know what? I think I might throw £2.99 at it just to get some more of those to listen to in the car.
I love that. I really love that. That's fantastic. Hey, if you're enjoying this little bit of iOS today, well, you can check out the full episode. You can head to the website, twit.tv/iOS, or watch the full show right here on YouTube. All you got to do is click that link below.